Oh, there's these birds outside. They're so loud. They're so loud. They're literally sitting on my tiny little balcony that I have in New York. These birds. What's up, everybody? How we doing? How we doing? Welcome back to week number 2 of This Is Baseball. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have the weekend series to kind of recap a little bit. Talk about some big picture stuff here. How's everybody doing, though, on this Monday morning, April 10th? Had a great weekend. Went to Citi Field. Saw all 3 games. Mets got 2 wins, which is good. Might go to Citi Field again tonight. We'll see how it goes. I do have softball as well tonight at 9:30, but the Mets are playing the Padres. Max Scherzer versus Yu Darvish. The other problem is I do have to make some videos, and I don't have a lot of time. But we're still here for This Is Baseball. I hope you guys are excited. Go ahead and drop a what's up in the chat if you're ready to go, and we can start talking about some baseball. What's up there, Will? What's up, Harrison? Slosh, Wade, Colby, Brandon, Kennedy, Salty, 100%, Luke, Trent, Nooch, Nick. How we all doing? It's your birthday today, Wade? Happy birthday, Wade. Hope you have a great day. My chat is not working on my computer. All right. Wearing the tuxedo. Yep, wore the tuxedo this weekend. Here, I'll put that on here for you guys. I'll email myself a picture. But in case you guys didn't know, I wore a tuxedo to opening day. Well, the home opener for the Mets. Yeah, this is probably like the funniest picture. Let's do this one. Just going to email it to myself real quick, and then we will send it. Okay. Let me load up my emails. They're not on screen. That's good. Bang. Picture. Ooh. Where's the picture? Come on. Wild card rematch? Yeah, it is wild card rematch. I need Max Fried and Kyle Wright to hurry up and come back. Yeah, I think Wright's starting tomorrow for the Braves, if I remember correctly. I think he's on the bump tomorrow. Thanks, man. I love your videos. Keep it up. What a flex with the World Baseball Classic Cup. Big flex, am I right? It's good brand placement right there. I never thought I would see the day where the Brewers were the best team in the National League record-wise, even if it's the beginning of the season. Really? What's up, Wolf? I had one fun week as a Pirates fan. Now it's back to pain. Yeah, that's a tough injury. We'll talk about it. You know anything about the Adam Duvall injury? I just know that they are apparently going to drop some news on it like within the hour, so it's coming up soon. Was that for losing the estimate? Yes, it was, Brandon. What's up, Alvaro? I need Burns not to be our worst or second worst pitcher. I think he'll be fine. We also got Strider versus Green on Wednesday. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. What's up, Michael? How you doing from San Diego? Wow, it's early out there. Maybe it's not early for most normal people, but for me, 8 a.m. is early. What's up? Let me go lower my heat, and then let's start talking some baseball. I don't know where this picture is. It's not coming through. All right. Let's start talking about some baseball that happened on Sunday. Bunch of good games, bunch of good series. I was at the Mets game. Come on, Internet. Boom, there we go. All right. Let's start talking about some games. Starting it off with those Phillies and Cincinnati Reds. Oh, you love to see it. Things you love to see. The Reds, at least, I think they took 1, right? They didn't win the series, I don't think. I think they just took 1 from the Phillies. I'm going to check that real quick, but I think they only took 1 game. They did blow. Yeah, I think they only took 1 because they blew game 2. They had it. They were up 2-0 in the 9th. They blew game 2. Game 3, the Phillies blow it in the 9th because everybody in the chat, say it with me. The Phillies bullpen is not good. The Phillies bullpen is not good. Sir Anthony Dominguez looked horrible. Did not look good at all. Looked pretty bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at what his Savant numbers are telling us here. Because that would be like kind of huge for the Phillies if Sir Anthony Dominguez is dead. And when I say dead, like that is his stuff is no good. Okay, so he He did hit 99. That's good. Just walking dudes. I mean, that kind of happens with him sometimes, which is something I said. His velo was up, spin was up. Okay, so he's fine. He just did that Sir Anthony Dominguez thing, I believe, where he walks 2 batters. Yeah, this is the problem with the Phillies bullpen. They walk batters. Craig Kimbrell put 2 guys on, gave up a run. Sir Anthony Dominguez put on what? 4 guys, gave up 3, got 2 strikeouts. Craig Kimbrell also no strikeouts either. What did he look like? Velo was down 1, not big deal. Spin was up. He just stinks. Cool. Love that. No whiffs. Oh, my God. Craig Kimbrell did not get a whiff. Yeesh. On 9 swings, not a single whiff. That is not good. Sir Anthony didn't get a single swing on his slider. Whoa. That's kind of crazy. 8 pitches, not a single swing. Yeah, I mean, here's what it comes down to. Are the Phillies this bad? No. Are they 3-6 bad? No. Are the Phillies as good as they showed last year? No, which is crazy because he did add Trey Turner, but Kyle Schwarber has been pretty abysmal. GT Realmuto's cooled off a little bit now. Nick Castellanos might just stink. Bryson Stott's actually looking good. Alec Bohm, like the bottom, go figure, it's the bottom of the order looking good. That makes me go like, maybe they're not this bad because I think the top will eventually get hot again. But also like, Stott's not going to hit 429. Bohm's not going to hit 300, I don't think. Brandon Marsh isn't going to hit 300. Edmundo Sosa is not hitting 350. There's no way. And even still, they can't win games. Like, ooh, they can't beat the Reds? Love it. Blew it. Reds still doing this like weird little Reds thing where they're hitting good enough. They're pitching good enough. Connor Overton stunk, but the bullpen did a really good job. Who is this Herget? There's another Herget? Is he related to Jimmy? He's from Keene? Hold on. Oh, 1991. Okay, I was going to say, like, Keene is literally, like, the local D3 school. Very good baseball program. That's wild. He's 32, so I did not play with him. Keene. You know, that's cool. Shout out to Keene. Or Kane. I don't honestly, Kane, I think it was what's called, right? Kane. I don't know. I was never going to go there. Ian Jabot getting the save. Shout out to the Reds. Good win. Phillies bullpen just stinks. I really think it comes down to that. Taijuan Walker also not looking too sharp. So what is that? 8 base runners and 4 2/3. It's like almost a 2 whip. What's Taijuan's numbers on the year right now? Taijuan Walker. Let's take a look here at Taijuan. So we're looking at he's got 6 ERA, 9 innings, 8 walks is a huge problem. Only 10 strikeouts of 41 batters he faced. So, like, this is, again, why you don't use K per 9, right? Because you'd be like, oh, 10 K per 9. Taijuan's doing pretty good. But then you go down to the strikeouts per 9, you're like, oh, like 24%. That's above average, but that's not necessarily, like, sick by any means. 19.5% walk rate is also awful. Pronounced Kane. Yeah, I don't know why I was calling it Keen. I knew that. I don't know why I was doing that. I know people who played there. That's so stupid. Guardians legend Ian Jabot, whatever his name is. I know about Kimbrell. He was a Padre once, and he was fine here. He was fine with the Padres. Of course, the only time Castellanos has ever looked good in a Phillies jersey is in a playoff series against the Braves. Yeah, otherwise he's looked just abysmally bad. But I love to see that the Phillies stink. Awesome stuff. Let's move on to the next game here. Phillies did take the series, though. They won 2 games, guys. Philly fans rejoice. They won 2 games. Got the Red Sox versus the Tigers up next. And the Red Sox took care of business. The Tigers are bad. I can't believe they won a series against the Astros. That is still baffling. But they're bad. They're really, really bad. I don't think they did much this series. Akil Baddoo, though, getting some playing time again. There you go. Riley Green playing decent. Javi Baez, I know you paid him. I'm going to say it again, but you cannot hit Javier Baez in the top 3 of this order when he's playing as bad as he did, even with a 2 for 4 sprinkled in there. Still horrendously bad. Kerry Carpenter 0 for 4. Torkelson 2 for 4. This is just not a very good team. There's not a lot of power on this team. There's not a lot of pop. They had 1 extra base hit on 9 hits yesterday. The pitching's also just, Matt Boyd is not a guy that you should be relying on, especially when the Tigers should have gotten rid of him like years ago. They didn't. They lost his value. They got rid of him finally. Now they brought him back. Chase and Shreve giving up a run. They're just not very good. And the Red Sox, as we know, have a solid offense. Although Adam Duvall getting hurt, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. Like, Duvall has been, right now, I think, the best player in fantasy baseball. He's had a unbelievably good start to the year. But Adam Duvall being hurt really changes the way that this offense looks. Just because... Hello? Almost just, like, threw up. Sorry about that. That was an awful feeling. But look how he started the season. 8 games, 4 home runs, 5 doubles, a triple, 14 RBIs. This isn't sustainable by any means. He has a 304 OPS plus. But Adam Duvall is off to a scalding, crazy hot start right now. Him being out of this lineup would really, really hurt them for sure. The bottom of the order still not really doing much. Casas did go 2 for 4, which is good, though. I want to see him play a lot better. Got a late home run in the 9th inning off Chase and Shreve, as well as a double against lefties. Go figure. Tristan Casas doing some damage against lefties. Rob Refsnyder getting the start over, who is this in left field normally? Yoshida, probably because of the lefty, I guess. Devers is still a beast. Verdugo hitting 4th this game. I did not see that. Interesting. Yeah, they did well. Cutter Crawford actually pitched well, but again, it's against the Tigers, so take everything with a grain of salt. Tigers are just bad. Like Luke said in the chat, they just have the worst farm system in baseball. Nothing is really looking up for the city of Detroit right now. They are the worst team in the American League Central for sure. Now let's talk about those Rays. How about those Rays? How about those Tampa Bay Rays? 9-0 on the season, winning your boys some sweet, sweet money. I've been betting on the Rays, and I've been winning big. They're like literally one of the reasons why I'm up this year. It's because I could bet the Rays and Randy Arozarena and Wander Franco to get a hit every game, driving a run, and the Rays win with the over. And it happens because they score a ton of runs. We got to talk about the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Drew Rasmussen. Drew is just, what a stud Drew Rasmussen has been. He's gone on, I think he's like 13 or 12 innings this year. Let's go ahead and pull him up. Drew Rasmussen on the year, 13 innings, not a single earned run, only 3 hits, hasn't walked a single batter, 15 strikeouts of the 42 he's faced. That is a K rate of 35% with a walk rate of 0%. Now, of course, everything with the Rays, grain of salt because they have played the A's, the Tigers, and the Nationals, the 3 worst teams in baseball, I think without a doubt. But a 9-0 start to the year puts them already in a place that has not happened very often. This is not something that happens in baseball history, a 9-0 start to the season. Teams have won 9 in a row. Teams have, in theory, been 9-0 through a stretch. But 9-0 to start the season has not happened too often in the history of baseball. They're chasing some big numbers here. They continue to be a beast. And if you don't know, now you know. Wander Franco is so good. So good. We want to talk about some more numbers. You just see what Wander Franco and Randy are doing to start the season, and you're unbelievably impressed. Wander Franco, 4 homers, tied for the American League lead. 9 games, 9 RBIs, 3 doubles, stole a couple bags as well. 351, 400, 757, 1157 OPS. He's only struck out 5 times in 40 plate appearances. I love Wander Franco. He's on all my fantasy teams, every single one that I can possibly get him in. He's an absolute stud. Randy Arozarena is doing similar things here. Let's go check out some motherfucker named Randy, because Randy's still playing out of his mind too. 371, 463 with the 1092, 2 homers, 3 doubles, 11 RBIs. That middle of the order, man, it's sneaky good. They're immaculate vibes right now. Isaac Paredes is playing well. Harold Ramirez is playing well. Josh Lowe, the forgotten about prospect, is playing well. This team is cooking. They get to play. Who do the Rays play next? Rays schedule. Did I spell schedule right? I did. Let's go. They're playing the Red Sox next in this next series. So this will be like, let's not say their first test, but they have 4 against the Red Sox at home. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, this is home. I was like, they were just home against Oakland. Why is it grayed out? 4 against the Red Sox at home to finish up their home stretch. They should beat the Red Sox. They are better than the Red Sox, but this will be a real test. This is a good lineup. This is a better team than the teams that they have faced, for sure. Crazy like prospects like Vidal Brujan haven't even been good for the Rays, and they're still insane. Yeah, no, that's a good point. 1 second, guys. Mets legends Michael Wacha dealt against the Braves. Yeah, he did. We'll talk about that. Give it like 2 years. Diamondbacks will be scary. We'll talk about them too. Wander Franco, yes, Durham Bulls legend. Crazy that prospects like Brujan haven't even been good for the Rays, and they're still insane. Yeah, Rays are going to start 11-0, but they'll cool down. I'm calling it. I mean, listen, Doyle, that's not necessarily like the boldest of claims, being like, hey, this team that hasn't lost will cool down at some point. They won't be playing this good all year. Like, yeah, of course, they're going to cool down at some point. But I think this series against, wow, look at these exit velos. 109, 108 from Randy, 108 from Wander. God, they're so good. They're so sick, these two. And Drew Rasmussen. I want to see what his whiff rate and stuff was on pitches. 48% whiff rate on the cutter. 15 on the, wow, but the called strike rate, called strike swinging is ridiculously good. He's such a beast. 45% on the cutter, 36% on the four seam. He only threw, I think, like 80 pitches yesterday. He could have pitched more, and the Rays are like, dude, this game's over. Don't worry about it. Rays are those dudes. They are those dudes. Let me go ahead and... all right. Sorry, I'm just dealing with some podcast stuff right now. All right, let's go ahead and do the White Sox Pirates. This is going to be the big game to talk about here. Pirates took this one 1-0. It's moved to 6-3 on the season, but we know what happened in this game. Let's go ahead and get ready to pull up a video here because we got ourselves a little bit of a brawl, and we want to talk about this. Oneil Cruz, play at the plate, slides in very, very, very awkwardly. Like, about as awkward as you could imagine. Oneil Cruz. Slides in unbelievably awkwardly and ends up getting hurt. So there was a benches clearing brawl. I guess you don't say brawl. The benches cleared following this play that happened at the plate with Oneil Cruz and Sebi Zavala. Oneil Cruz came in, slid late, slid weird, ended up getting his ankle caught, his cleat caught in the ground, ended up fracturing his ankle. He was down in a lot of pain, thriving? Is that the word? Not thriving. Riving? I don't know what the right word is. Whatever he was doing, he was flailing. He was clearly in pain, and this ended up causing a brawl. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video here and show you what happened. So, I guess I could do it like this. So Oneil Cruz comes in, and you can see weird, awkward slide. Came in, honestly, a little bit higher than you'd like to see. I don't think this is a dirty play, though. I think this is just like Oneil Cruz being like 6'7", running unbelievably fast, and being like a giraffe or a baby deer every once in a while, not really knowing how his legs work. But he makes this awkward slide. His leg gets caught. You can see by the reaction he's clearly in pain. Maybe this is what caused it, is Sebi Zavala. I don't think he did anything wrong here. Writhing in pain. That's it. Yeah. I don't think Sebi Zavala did necessarily anything wrong. He caught the ball. Boom. I think this is where it comes, is he kind of throws the helmet at him. Looks like he's talking a little bit of trash. One more time. Bang. You see the helmet comes off for really no reason. Throws it down. Looks like he says something to him. The dude's clearly hurt. Carlos Santana has a problem with it, as he should. Carlos Santana should have a problem with that. There was no dirty action by anybody on either play. But you got to remember, Oneil Cruz is weird. He's going to do some weird stuff. He's 6'7" and runs like the wind. Carlos Santana takes exception to it. We see Oneil Cruz writhing in pain. And we start to see that the benches will clear here eventually. It's going to cut away from Oneil Cruz being down on the ground. You see everybody's running over. Michael Kopech being a big instigator on this one. From the mound, he was pitching during this time. It was still the sixth inning. Kopech had been pitching a pretty good game up to this point. And you start to see the benches clear. Now, of course, nothing ends up happening. There's no fists thrown. There's no fighting. It's not really a benches clearing brawl. But it leads to the question, who was in the wrong? Did anybody do something wrong? What happened here? And honestly, it all felt like an overreaction. The Pirates seem to be a little bit of hardos. I don't know what it is about Pirates, but it feels like the Pirates somehow, some way, every single year get involved in a benches clearing altercation. But at the same time, there was an injury. Seby Zavala did not react well to Oneil Cruz's slide, which was awkward, but I don't think dirty. I don't think there was any, malintent behind it. I don't think he was trying to hurt him. It was just a bad slide. Oneil Cruz is an awkward athlete. Like, he does some amazing stuff, but at the end of the day, he's 6'7", and like we said, he's kind of like a giraffe the way he runs with his legs. Like, he don't really know what they're doing sometimes. He was running really fast. So he slid into him. It was the awkward slide. There was a collision. You didn't get hurt, Seby Zavala. You didn't get hurt. You got the out. I thought it was weird that he took off the helmet and kind of, the helmet was on for the play. He took it off for some reason and then threw it on the ground, kind of said something to Oneil Cruz. Carlos Santana took exception. I think it was completely on the Pirates side acceptable for Carlos Santana to get mad. The bench is cleared just because there was some screaming, some pushing. Michael Kopech, being like a hardo, got really, really upset. And that's what made it kind of go to that next level. But at the end of the day, this is more about Oneil Cruz getting hurt, which is so unfortunate for the Pirates. Because now, who's going to play shortstop for the Pirates? Is it going to be Rodolfo Castro? Is that who takes over at shortstop? Have they announced yet who their shortstop's going to be? Oneil Cruz, by no means do I think isn't replaceable right now. But I do think that Oneil Cruz makes this team better for sure. I mean, he's got the crazy pop. He's crazy fast, throws the ball hard. He does all those things really well. Right now, I guess he technically has not been replaced on FanGraphs. Let's see what the Pirates' active roster looks like. Who could be their guy that they have on the 40-man? So if we look at their active roster, I guess Ji-Hwan Bae is probably going to end up playing a little bit of shortstop. Then you put Rodolfo Castro to second. That probably makes the most sense, right? Because Ji-Hwan Bae played a little shortstop, I think. They called up Mark Mathias. I don't think he's going to be playing every day, right, at shortstop. Other options. Tucapita, I guess, could play. Liover Peguero. It's got to be Liover Peguero, right? That makes the most sense. Nick Gonzalez is not on the 40-man, so I don't think it'll be him. I don't know who Jared Triolo is. Mark Mathias, I guess this is just maybe like a quick stopgap. Tucapita probably is the dude, though. You got him in the Joe Musgrove trade, right? Did they get Tucapita in the Joe Musgrove trade, or was that something else? I think it was Joe Musgrove. Anyway, it's tough. It does suck that Oneil Cruz is hurt, but that's going to happen sometimes with a dude who plays the way that he does. Overall, White Sox overreacted. They freaked out. They were, the Frazier trade, my bad. They freaked out. They were going crazy. Shouldn't have been any kind of altercation. There shouldn't have been any benches clearing. There's definitely emotions running high there, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think the Pirates were right to be upset because their player was hurt, their star player was injured, and the White Sox catcher kind of talked trash. Seby Zavala, I don't think even necessarily knew what was going on there, but you live and you learn. You fix it for the next one. Pirates end up taking the series from the White Sox, which shout out to the Pirates for that. Pirates playing good baseball. Does it come to an end, though? We'll have to wait and see. Who is their next series for the Pirates? They have, coming up next, the Houston Astros at home. That's an interesting series. That's kind of cool. I like that one. The old Garrett Cole trade, we know about that. And also the old Tyler Glasnow trade. Not with the Astros, but just the Pirates have really gotten rid of some good pitchers. Imagine if the Pirates kept their pitchers. Yeah, that could be really interesting to think about if you're a Pirates fan. So, Pirates move on, 6-3. Good start to the year. We just come up with the title. Bounce back versus Marlins. All right. Moving on to the Yankees-Orioles. I do believe the Yankees took this series. Orioles did get one, but Yankees moving on 6-3. Orioles 4-5, currently last place in the AL East. I think they're going to be okay, but their pitching, again, is kind of their biggest problem right now. Yankees, where is it? Franchy Cordero. Franchy Cordero is good, maybe. Maybe the Yankees did it. Did the Yankees figure out how to get the most out of Franchy Cordero? Because if they did, it's going to really bother me. I'm so itchy right now. It's going to really bother me if Franchi Cordero ends up being good because, of course, the Yankees would be the team to find Franchi and make him the player that he could be. But he's looking really good so far, off to a hot start, a couple home runs, driving in runs, hitting the ball hard like Franchi Cordero does. Nestor Cortez wasn't cool, wasn't great, but he gets the job done. 5 1/3, 5 strikeouts, and the Yankees bullpen did a really good job. Jimmy Cordero, still got electric stuff. Don't give up on him yet. If you're a Yankees fan, Clay Holmes comes in for the save. It's a pretty straightforward game. There was not too much to talk about here. Adley Rutschman did get a home run in the 8th. Adley Rutschman is still a beast. Look at the year he's having, 389. The rest of the Orioles lineup has cooled off a bit since the first 2 series. I still think they're going to be fine. I still think they're going to be okay, but this is part of the reason why I didn't have them in the playoffs this year. I just don't think they are there yet, but they're still building. Tyler Wells, low-key put together like a decent start, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. I think against the Yankees lineup, that's what you could ask for. And the bullpen gave up 1 run after that. Sometimes you just lose. That's kind of what it is with the Orioles. Yankees take the series, move to 6-3 on the season. We'll say Anthony Volpe, did he hit in this game, or was it the previous game that I'm thinking of? Let me just take a look real quick. Was it this one, that Volpe? No. Yeah, Volpe's struggling. Anthony Volpe is definitely a bit on the struggle bus. Probably wasn't ready to be called up and be that everyday shortstop right now. Like he is 4 for 28 with a triple. That is the only extra base hit that he has. 3 stolen bases. He's gotten on base like better than obviously his average. Like at least he is walking at a decent rate, which is definitely encouraging signs that he has good discipline. He has a good eye. But I think Volpe probably was called up prematurely, and we can look at his minor league numbers here too. Where are they? Where are your minor league numbers? Anthony Volpe. Minor league stats. There it is. I missed it at the top. He didn't particularly dominate AAA last year. Like he did a solid job at AA. Again, I don't think 820 OPS is necessarily dominating with a 250 average and striking out as much as he did. Got on base still. Definitely struggled a bit at AAA last year, like there's no doubt. But also the other option was playing IKF, so I don't blame the Yankees for not wanting to play Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and wanting to play Anthony Volpe instead. Probably a little early on bringing him up, but I haven't lost faith in him being a good player by any means. I still think he's got the potential. Just isn't ready. Just isn't ready right now. And Trent, I'm kind of with you. Yeah, Volpe just needs to see some big league pitching to start. Like he's going to get comfortable. The good news is he is walking. That tells you that his discipline, his eye is good. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this Guardians-Mariners series. It felt like a very, very close one. They just went back and forth a lot. Mariners struggling a little bit. They just can't seem to get that win, the wins that they need. They're just a little behind. Oh my God, is my stream this far? Oh no, that was just on my computer. I was like, oh my God, is my stream this far behind? Guardians, though, look very good. 6-4 on the year. Playing the Mariners. They're done now. They're done for the year. They're done. The Guardians and the Mariners no longer need to play this year, which is kind of crazy after 3 series that it's over. Guardians obviously taking it, though. Stephen Kwan, low-key, just doing the exact same thing as last year. It's just he's not a rookie, so people aren't talking about it as much. But Stephen Kwan getting on base 4 times yesterday. You love to see that if you're a Guardians fan. Jose Ramirez starting to heat up a little bit. Josh Naylor, Andres Jimenez starting to heat up a little bit. Hit 350 on the year. Josh Bell has not even hit in the slightest. He has been so awful for the Guardians, and they're still winning games, and that's because they also have good pitching. Zach Plesac putting in a good performance after a horrendous first start to the year. 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 earned runs. The bullpen could have been better. Like Clase, weirdly, has just not been sharp to start the year. Clase has not looked good. I'd like to take a dive into his numbers a little bit, see what's going on. But he is struggle bussing. Struggle bussing. Mariners play the Cubs. Yeah, that should be a good series. The velo is definitely down, right, for Class A, only at 98. I mean, I didn't watch him a lot, but I'm pretty sure he throws like 100. Yeah, the velo is down. So last year, his average was around 99.5. This year, this game, 97.7. Got as low as 96. And he didn't even get to his yearly average in his max yesterday. That's a little concerning. That is definitely a little concerning, I think, if you're a Guardians fan. You know, everything with a grain of salt, still early, but That is definitely a little concerning. Bullpen, though, ended up doing good enough. Tim Herron, we know about Tim Herron, did some legendary stuff. Gets the win for the Mariners. J-Rod's heating up a little bit. Ty France, Eugenio Suarez. Again, the top three has been money. Everybody else, not so much. Teoscar did get a double in this game. Jared Kelenic is heating up a little bit for the Mariners. Mariners fans, I know, are getting a little excited about that. But they need to hit. They definitely need to hit. George Kirby had a great start. 5 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. The bullpen did good up until Matt Brash, who that's kind of the Matt Brash experiment. He just kind of sometimes stinks and can't find the strike zone and gets hit hard. A lot of walks, though, from the back end of this bullpen. What is this, Justin Topa? Is that what your name is, Justin? Yeah, Justin Topa? Tapa? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. JB Bukowskis. Wow, shout Lithuania. JP Bukowskis from the little country we like to call Lithuania. Well, he is Lithuanian. He's not from Lithuania. And Penn Murphy. That's not great from the bullpen. I think the Mariners will be fine. I think. I'm not worried about them just yet, but they are definitely struggling a little bit here as we get going into the season. 4-6 start. Went on a Mariners podcast last night to talk about them, and people are definitely like a little hesitant about, how they're playing. I think some Mariners fans are down, kind of like Mets fans too. There are some Mets fans who are like, the season's over. This team stinks. They're 500. Let's see how they play against the Padres today, and then we can maybe start making some bold claims. Same thing with the Mariners. It's early. You can have 4-6 stretches over 10 games and still win 95 games and make the playoffs and be great. It's not the end of the world. All right, let me go ahead and do a little plug for the chat here. Underdog, you guys know it, sponsor of the channel. Going to go ahead and throw up the Underdog stuff here. Daily fantasy for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath right now. It's kind of weird. But daily fantasy, use promo code GNM when signing up. The link is in the chat. It is pinned to the top as well. Use code GNM, and you can get your first-time deposit matched up to $100. So you sign up with Underdog, you use my code GNM, use my link, $100 first-time deposit matched, which means you put in $100, they'll give you $100 on top of it. Your boy's been hot recently, so I suggest following me. I suggest not fading me. I suggest you follow me. Sandy Alcantara has been under his strikeouts this year. He got 2 strikeouts in his complete game shutout. He was under 6.5 with the Mets. Going up against the Phillies, I just think they're probably going to not strike out as much. Maybe Sandy doesn't even get the length. Maybe Phillies hit him. I'm taking Sandy under. I don't like betting against the Mets, but Yu Darvish owns the Mets. I've seen it happen way too many times. The Mets cannot hit Yu Darvish. I'm taking the higher on Yu Darvish with the strikeouts. And Kenta Maeda had like 9 strikeouts in his first start of the year. Came out early against the Marlins with some arm issues. That would be the only thing that scares you. But Kenta Maeda is that dude, and he's going up against the White Sox, who I don't think have a good team. So I'm taking Kenta over. If you want to follow me, go ahead. These are my picks. You can see them on the screen. Link is in the chat. Use code GNM when signing up. It really does help support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Let's keep talking some baseball. All right. Moving on to the Mets and Marlins. Fun fact, Carlos Carrasco might be in trouble. Might be a little dead here. Might be a little dead. Carrasco just does not look sharp, does not look great. The velo's down, the spin rates are down. 6 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Not a lot of whiffs, not a lot of good stuff going on here for young Cookie. Cookie is crumbling a little bit. Might be moved to a bullpen role whenever Verlander comes back. I think when Verlander comes back, it has to be Carrasco out of the rotation as opposed to Tyler McGill, who's pitched very, very well. Shout out to Steven Nagosic, did a huge solid for the bullpen, 3 1/3. That's like absolutely massive. And Dennis Santana closed the door, but the Mets ended up losing this game. The offense just couldn't drive in the runs. We had a man on third for what felt like every single inning in this game and only got 2 runs. Francisco Alvarez drove in his first run of the season in what was his season debut. Looked okay at the plate at times, looked overmatched at times, looked okay behind the plate, looked not good sometimes. This is what's going to happen with a 21-year-old who's playing catcher. Catcher's one of the hardest positions. It's one of the easiest ways to get called up to the majors. It's the fastest track there. But it is also, without a doubt, one of the toughest positions to play. There's going to be more growing pains at this position than any other position, without a doubt. We're going to see that with Francisco Alvarez when he gets to play. It doesn't seem like he's going to play much. Marlins, Jazz Chisholm was a beast. Brian De La Cruz, Just kills the Mets, of course. We'd been due. Brian De La Cruz hadn't really done much damage against us yet. Hadn't really been that Met killer. So he was due to have a big game. 4 RBIs with a home run. 4 of his 5 RBIs on the season came yesterday. Garrett Cooper, man. Met killer. Garrett Cooper. Home run and a double. He's been having a great year. 7 RBIs on the season. Marlins are pesky. They're going to win some games. I still think they're bad. But Marlins are definitely pesky. Braxton Garrett did not pitch well, but he pitched well enough. Still somehow got 7 strikeouts. I don't know how you give up 9 hits and strike out 7. Doesn't make any sense. How can you be so hittable yet also so unhittable? I don't know. Tanner Scott came in, got a big out against Eduardo Escobar. JT Chargois, Dylan Floro, AJ Puck, they won. They beat us. It's the end of the story. Mets are not good. Marvin. Don't make me talk about your Giants prematurely, Marvin. Don't make me trash talk the Giants just yet. I know they won yesterday. Mets are good. Saying the Mets are not good is, why are we living in absolutes? They're good. They're not playing like the best team in baseball, but they are good. Stop it, Marvin. Stop it. Cooper does that to the Braves too. I don't feel too bad. I mean, Garrett Cooper is a good hitter. Garrett Cooper is a good hitter. He's just like 32 and doesn't really have a position. He's a solid hitter. De La Cruz would be remembered like 2001 Barry Bonds if he exclusively played the Mets. Oh, Brian De La Cruz would be one of the best players in baseball if he only played the Mets. There's no doubt. Machado and Soto own the Mets. They own everybody. They're good. They're good players. We can't say good players own the Mets because they're good players. They play well against everybody, pretty much. Move on to the Twins versus the Astros series. Twins looking pretty good. Moved to 6-3 on the year. Even though they lose this game, Astros 4-6, a little World Series hangover for sure. For sure with the Astros, a little World Series hangover. But there's some good things to take out of this game for sure. Chas McCormick gets his 2nd home run of the season. Alex Bregman, still not playing well though. Yordan Alvarez is a beast. Jose Abreu continues to mash. Kyle Tucker a little bit cooled off, but he is very, very good. And you got a great start out of Hunter Brown, who I want you guys to tell me in the chat, have a Dynasty Fantasy Baseball League. Team A traded Hunter Brown and Jared Kelenic to Team B for Byron Buxton. Who do you think won the chat? Or who do you think won the trade? The team who got Byron Buxton or the team that got Hunter Brown and Jared Kelenic? I'd love to know what you guys think. Benched Pena again. Dude, start playing Jeremy Pena. He's heating up a little bit. A little 2-for-4 day action. Looking good. But Hunter Brown looked really solid. I want to look at his Savant numbers as well. Wow, really? You guys think Hunter Brown and Kelenic guy? Ugh, do people forget how good Byron Buxton is? I vehemently disagree. I think that you got Byron Buxton for not that much. I do like Hunter Brown, but I mean, it's got to be Buxton. It's got to be Buxton. Kelenic stinks, guys. Kelenic is not good. Throw away the hot start. He's not good. All right, let's see what he looked like. Hunter Brown. Velo was up. That doesn't really matter. He got 37% whiff rate on the slider, 50 on the four seam. That's pretty nuts. That's kind of nutty. Huh. I mean, he just had a really good game. That's good to see. Hunter Brown is good. He had a bad rough first start. Twins have been playing good baseball. It's a good start for them. On the pitching side for the Twins, Tyler Mahle looked not so sharp necessarily. Their bullpen did fine. That's not why they lost the game. Tyler Mahle gave up some runs. Offensively, still doing the Twins thing. Trevor Larnach went 0 for in this game, but he's been really, really hot. Had a great start to the season. Buxton's still the man. Brown and Kelenic, because Buxton's going to get hurt in a month. Listen. He's playing a lot more DH. If Byron Buxton DHs, he is not going to get hurt nearly as much. I can tell you right now. And it seems like that's kind of the plan for the Twins is we're going to put Michael A. Taylor to play good center field defense, and we're going to have Buxton DH. That's the plan. Twins will win the Central. I still think it's the Guardians division to lose, but the Twins are playing a lot better. The Rocco Baldelli factor is interesting. Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez, though, are disgusting. They're nasty. They're unbelievable. Definitely keep an eye on the Twins pitching because they might have figured something out here. What happened to Correa? He's having a rough start to the season. I don't think he's hurt or anything, right? I think this was just a rest day for him. Rough start to the year for Correa. Mets looking like they might not have done too bad just yet. We'll see. All right. Cardinals versus the Brewers. Look at those Milwaukee Brewers. I'm upset that I didn't put them in first place in my predictions because I was talking to my co-host of the podcast, James, who you guys saw on Thursday. We're like, the Brewers, I think, could win the Central, man. I think they have a way better team than people are giving them credit for. And they just smacked around the Cardinals this weekend. Smacked them around, which is fantastic for the Brewers. That's a sweep, right? Was that a sweep for the Brewers? Little series sweep action? Is that what we're seeing? I got to say, I saw the, well, I hate what's going on with MLB.com here. I saw the meme of, where it's like when your cousins ask you to come hang out like at Thanksgiving and it's like, it opens up to the studio and like everybody's smoking and getting high and stuff. And I saw them do it with the Giants when Conforto walked into the clubhouse after the game and it was like a nightclub. No, not a sweep not a sweep. Okay. Yeah, they lost the second game 6-0. Correct. But the Brewers, 7-2 on the year. Looking good. Looking hot, even with Brian Anderson cooling off a little bit. But you got Christian Yelich having a day at the plate, hitting his first home run of the season. If Christian Yelich can turn it around, this team is scary. Jesse Winker, looking great. Willy Adames, stud, because of course he is, because Willy Adames is really good. I don't know why people don't talk about Willy Adames more as one of the better shortstops in baseball. Definitely is. William Contreras showing off some power today, showing off that hit tool. Garrett Mitchell, cooled off 3 strikeouts, not a great game for him, but Garrett Mitchell is still a stud. Bryce Terang still hitting 300. Joey Wiemer, this is something that I wish the Mets would do. I wish the Mets would bring up the young talent that's ready. F it, the Brewers brought up their 3 guys, Garrett Mitchell, Bryce Terang, and Joey Wiemer. I know Garrett Mitchell played last year, but they were like, you're our best players, let's play you. And it's working out for them so far. I really like the young talent that they have there. Freddie Peralta is really, really good. Freddie Peralta is sick. Freddie Peralta is that dude that we saw, 2021? When he had his great year? Freddie Peralta. Was it 2021? Yes. It was 2021 where he had that sick year, 144 innings. He's looking like he's getting closer and closer to that. Bullpen's cash money, as we all know. Cardinals have also just hit a bit of a snag here. The pitching, like we said, was going to be a problem. Because you want to know why? No offense to the Woodford family, but Jake Woodford stinks. Shouldn't be the pitcher. Shouldn't be a starting pitcher on this team. It's not very good. Andre Palante, not very good. He's a bullpen arm they were losing this game already, so it is what it is. Ryan Helsley's good. Jordan Hicks will be fine, although, 10 ERA. The Cardinals' offense is awesome. Some days you're just not going to score runs, but the pitching is bad. That's kind of where I stand with this. That's why I kind of like the Brewers. I just think their lineup is solid enough, and their pitching's way better. It's way better. Not a fan of easy out Escobar. I really like Eduardo Escobar. He's a good dude. He's great vibes, but boy, oh boy, is he playing so bad. He looks like he might be, Father Time might be catching up to him. And yes, I did cover the Yankees O's series already. All right, Rangers-Cubs. Let's move on to this one here. Rangers move on to 5-4 on the year. Cubs 4-4. The Rangers are just playing some solid baseball again. I know they lost a game or two in this series, but John Gray went out, pitched 5 2/3 pretty well. The bullpen closed it down for them, which is solid. Hold on, I need to go blow my nose. All right, we're back. Can you see my daily fantasy for today? Jeremy. Yeah, I'll show you that real quick. This is what we've got right now. Got Sandy, Yu Darvish, and Kenta. Lower, higher, higher. Lower, higher, higher. Top of the chat if you want to follow along for yourself. All right. Your mom loves Escobar. She bought a jersey after his home run on Saturday. She just wastes 100. I mean, listen, he's good vibes, but probably shouldn't be playing every day. Jordan Walker 9-game hit streak he's a stud. He's an absolute beast. Let's talk about the Rangers here for a second. What just happened? Okay. Rangers are like not necessarily hitting. They hit this game, obviously, but you need these guys at the top to be like maybe a little better, like Simeon especially. But he starts the year cold, it seems like. Seager, though, got a hit in this one. Simeon 2 for 5. Like when things are going right for this Rangers team, you see a world where they're very, very good. And the pitching's solid enough to get it done. For the Cubs, Nico Horner's looking good. Swanson's looking good. Ian Happ's looking good. Top of the order's looking solid. Again, the rest of the lineup, Cody Bellinger's probably just not very good. Trey Mancini's doing Trey Mancini stuff. Eric Hosmer doing Eric Hosmer stuff. Like this is just a fight of teams that are like maybe competing for a last playoff spot, but Cubs are not really that close right now. Like the Rangers are more close than the Cubs. Jameson Taillon pitched fine. Javier Assad kind of didn't do too well in relief. Julian Merriweather, let's go, another scoreless inning. My guy. You just kind of lose these games. Cubs, I think, have been, if you're a Cubs fan, you've probably been a little frustrated because they play some good games, then they play some bad ones. Like they haven't really had a consistency per se by any means. I don't know. Both of these teams are kind of weird right now. Did you see that amazing umpire camera on Apple TV? I didn't know it was Apple TV, but I have seen the umpire cam. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. All right, Rockies versus the Nationals. Could have used the Nationals win here for old Mark on the A's Nationals stake bet. Chaos game, of course, as always in Coors. We were due for one. Dinelson Lamet gets the win. Whoa, look at Dinelson. Erasmo Ramirez gets the loss. Pierce Johnson with the save, taking over that role for Daniel Bard. C.J. Abrams, what has he been up to? 0 for 5, 226. Yikes. Why is Lane Thomas hitting? Why is Lane Thomas hitting 7th? Lane Thomas is one of their better hitters. I can't wrap my head around that. So that you could hit Alex Call and Jamer Candelario at the top of the order? Okay. Not an extra base hit for the Nationals in this game. That's kind of unbelievable. It's crazy. I can't believe that's happening. For the Rockies, not Edwin Diaz, Elias Diaz with a home run. Jurickson Profar with a home run. Why are they putting Jurick Profar? Is there another Profar up right now? Why are they putting Jurick? Whatever. I don't know. I'm focused on the wrong things here. Rockies just win this one. I mean, these are bottom-feeding teams that are going up against each other. I'm not going to dive too deep into this one. Ryan Feltner stinks. There's just no way around it. Both of these teams are not very good. Yes, Brad Hand stunk. I love seeing that just against, Brad Hand. Yeah, what is Dave Martinez smoking, though? I agree. Gore this weekend, though, was good. Mackenzie Gore has looked good, without a doubt. Trevor Williams got a good start, too. And Scott Quaid, love the channel. This channel's got me back into baseball this year. Keep up the good work. Always have supported the channel, but I've watched more baseball games than ever this year. Yo, Scott, love to hear that, man. Love to hear that. Glad I can help you fall back in love with the sport of baseball. I realize I haven't done this yet. Can you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so? This is Baseball with GiraffeNeckMarc, streaming daily Monday through Friday from starting at 11 o'clock Eastern, going as late as 1 p.m. Do appreciate if you guys do subscribe. Also, if you can, drop a like on the stream. Would really enjoy it. We're at 29. Let's get to 50 likes. That's what we aim for right now for every single stream. You guys also showed the hell out of the support out of the Rays video the other day. I appreciate you guys. It does help the channel grow when you support this stuff. Hot take, James Wood was the best player going to the Nationals in the Juan Soto trade. That is a hot take. I don't agree with it, but I do like James Wood a lot. How's South Carolina baseball doing this year? A kid from my school committed to South Carolina as a pitcher. South Carolina baseball is like one of the best teams in the country. They're having a great year. It's kind of sad. Profar won $15 million a year. He's making $7 million. Yeah, 15 was way too much. He wasn't going to make that much. He's out of his mind if he thinks he's making that much. Giants versus the Royals. Here we go. The series everyone's been waiting for. Giants 4-5 on the year. Michael Conforto, I think, hit a big home run in this game, right? Yep, in the 8th inning off Ryan Yarbrough. Lefty crime. Good for Michael Conforto. Seems like he's starting to heat up a little bit, get back into the swing of baseball. I believe his chase rates have been very, very good. Wilmer Flores, good day, 1 for 4. The Giants, though, I still don't think are a very, very good team. Like, you still look at this lineup and I go, you're not scaring anybody. Who is B. Johnson? Bryce Johnson. I don't know who you are. Sam Houston State. Literally never heard of Bryce Johnson. He's my age, huh? 27. No clue who you are, Bryce. No clue. All right. Let's move past Bryce Johnson. Who pitched for them? Tony Disco did put in another good start. That's right, because I picked him up in fantasy. 6 1/3, 7 strikeouts for Tony Disco. The Royals, though, just really refused to hit, huh? I mean, Vinny Pasquantino's heating up. That's good. The Italian beef's looking better. But look at the averages on this lineup, guys. Look at the averages. My God. Look at these averages. They're so not very good. I made it smaller. I rolled away from it. Not good. Not good. Not good. How's Blake Sable doing? I don't think not great. 185. But look at these averages. Yikes. Yikes, the Royals cannot hit right now. They cannot hit. Let me grab some water real quick while you look at how horrible this lineup is. Did Taj get called up yet? Taj Bradley for the Rays? No, I don't think so. I think that's the only Taj I know of. I'm a Reds fan. Last year was horrible. Not expecting a lot this year, but do think De La Cruz and McClain get called up at some point this year. I wouldn't be. They need to play well for sure. McClain, I don't think played as well last year. I think he cooled off, but De La Cruz, if he has a hot start for sure. Blue Jays Angels. Did you guys watch this chaos game? You should have. It was nuts. I mean, the Angels, I drank the Kool-Aid. I put them in the playoffs in my prediction, but I want you guys to be better. Can the bullpen, not just suck ass? Ryan Tepera was such a lock to be horrible, and the Angels gave him multi-years, which was crazy. I like Estevez's stuff. He blew the game, though, so it doesn't really mean anything. I wish the Angels bullpen could be decent. Could just be decent, because then they'd probably make the playoffs, because the offense is pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, Ohtani with another home run. Hunter Renfroe's starting to heat up, which is huge. Logan O'Hoppe has been a revelation, a catcher. He's been really solid. Even with 240, if he hits for some power, they're pumped. Brandon Drury's starting to heat up a little bit, getting a home run on the board first of the year. First as an Angel. Mike Trout's still a god. Taylor Ward is an on-base machine. This top four is really, really good. But the pitching continues to stink. The pitching continues to let them down. And it stinks. It's really disappointing. Yes, Alejandro Kirk dropped a fly ball. Chaos game, like we said. Matt Chapman. Are you guys hip to what Matt Chapman's doing this year, by the way? Have you seen what Matt Chapman's been doing? Because it's kind of crazy. His average exit velo is 100 miles an hour this year. 100. What? 100 miles an hour on average exit velo? Let me go ahead and pull up the leaderboard here so you guys can see it. Unless they didn't put in last night's games, which maybe is possible. Okay. 99.7 on 31 batted balls. That is 3 times as much as Joey Gallo. JD Martinez, who 98. It's crazy how JD gets back with his hitting guy and he's fixed. But Matt Chapman, hard hit percentage, 75% of the balls that he's hit, at 31 of them, have been hard hit, 95 or above. What? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? Chapman is going to get paid this offseason. I didn't even know he's a free agent this offseason. Is he? Is Chapman a free agent? He is. Whoa. Yeah, Matt Chapman might be having that contract year that gets him paid. It looks like maybe the hip and the back and all the injuries are completely behind him, because he's off to an unreal start for the season. Only person with better barrels per plate appearance is Brian Reynolds, who's also off to an unreal start. But even then, he doesn't have the hard hit rate of Matt Chapman. It's out of this world how well Matt Chapman's been playing. I love that I have him in fantasy. He's been so sick. Vlad Jr. is that dog. He's that dude hitting 439 in the year. Bichette's hitting well. George Springer's hitting well. Dalton Varsho's hitting well. The Blue Jays are starting to get a little bit hot here. If they could get some pitching too, that would be really helpful. But Yusei Kikuchi stinks. He's dead. He's awful. Jordan Romano blew this game, ended up getting the win, though. Similar-esque teams in that their pitching is going to be their downfall, because their offense is definitely very good. But End of the day, yeah. I'll give a shout out to Kiermaier too, sure. 5 RBIs on the day, triple, double, home run away from the cycle, which is kind of funny to say. 5 RBIs, though. My dad said best. Reynolds is planning to get traded out of Pittsburgh. Little birdie told me that Brian Reynolds wants to be in Pittsburgh badly. That the rumor is he really does want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. Like, he wants to be there. They just got to figure it out. But he wants to be a Pirate, which is really cool. Philly must be regretting Ohapi for Brandon Marsh. Yes and no. Marsh has played well for them to start the year. It gave them something that they needed, which was a center fielder because they were playing Odubel Herrera. So you have that too. I see there's a bunch of new people in here. Make sure you subscribe. Daily stream Monday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m., going over what happened in baseball. Today was a little crazy because I had a crazy day yesterday, and I'm also like super, super busy. So today's not going to necessarily be the longest of episodes. Tomorrow you can expect a bigger one because I'm not going to the Mets game tomorrow. I get to hang out, not rushed. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. We'll also drop, the way this channel is going to work is the live stream will always stay up, but we're also going to drop clips from the live stream as separate videos on things that I think are cool topics to talk about. So hopefully you guys like those too. Also, remember, hit a like on the stream. We're at 33. Let's get to 50. Diamondbacks. D-backs, a little first place in the National League West. Little Diamondbacks, 6-4, taking a series from the Dodgers. Killed me in so rare because Evan Phillips didn't get to play at all this series. So that wouldn't hurt me. But didn't get to play in the last 3 games. But Diamondbacks, 6-4 in the year. This offense is looking really, really solid. Looking very, very good. And that was with Corbin Carroll really not doing much yesterday. But you got Josh Rojas. You got Geraldo Perdomo, who's smoking hot right now. Pavin Smith yesterday. Look at Pavin Smith getting a little action. Jake McCarthy. Ketel Marte, when he's been playing, has been playing a little bit better. Like this lineup yesterday, 16 hits. Ryan Grove did not look good, huh? I guess he probably just isn't that dude. Second bad start. Tied for first. Oh, sorry. Tied for first. But Michael Grove getting shelled again, so maybe he's not that dude in the rotation. Shelby Miller walked 3, but didn't give up any runs and struck out 2. Shelby Miller doing that Dodgers thing. Phil Bickford, one of the most confusing players. Pitchers in baseball, has nasty stuff, but just kind of gets hit all the time. Dodgers just lose. I mean, it's going to happen. Maybe a little changing of the guard. No, I don't think so. I don't think so just yet. I think the Dodgers are still going to make the playoffs. Still think they're good. They're figuring things out. You know who's legitimately good? Did go 0 for 4 in this game, but James Outman is good. I really, really like James Outman a lot. Someone who I'm trying to get in fantasy, any league that I can possibly get him in. Freddie Freeman casually hitting 400. Mookie Betts hitting 250. JD Martinez. David Peralta hit 3rd in this game. Huh. Don't understand that one. I know he hits righties better, but I don't understand him hitting 3rd. Is this Peter Solomon? It is Peter Solomon from the Houston Astros org. Okay, Peter Solomon. Interesting. Yeah, but Dodgers lose 11-6. D-backs are good. D-backs are a solid team. That's a team who's competing for a final playoff spot as well. No doubt. Then we have Sunday Night Baseball. Ever so sweet that I get to watch the Braves for once get shelled on Sunday Night Baseball. Dylan Dodd looked horrible. I talked about this earlier. I just don't think that the Braves pitching is something that you Braves fans can feel excited about. Like Dylan Dodd, I don't know what the hype was about him. I didn't understand why he was getting the hype. I was never a big Dylan Dodd guy. Let's look at what the numbers were last night for Dylan Dodd. Surely not great. Hold on. Braves 4-5 are bad, and Charlie Morton doesn't look good either, unless you're considering him their 4-5. Like Bryce Elder, stinker. Let's go ahead to player breakdown. Let's take a look at Dylan Dodd. He throws 90. Like, I didn't understand what people were getting so excited about with Dylan Dodd. It didn't make any sense to me. To be fair, the slider did generate a lot of whiffs. You tip the cap there. It generated whiffs. But he's got a bad fastball. There's no doubt that his fastball is bad. 28 swings, only 2 whiffs. That's a 7% whiff rate. That is not acceptable if you are a starting pitcher. Charlie Morton's your 4? Okay. I think Fried and Kyle Wright coming back will be fine. I'm not worried about those guys, but I have the same worry about the Mets with Carrasco. Like, Carrasco has not looked good. That's a worry for sure. But they just got shelled in their bullpen. I mean, Lucas Luetge got hit hard as well. Joe Jimenez, AJ Minter, and I think this is Dan Young. I didn't know who that was. Dylan Lee is who I was thinking. I love to see the Braves get smacked, though. It's wonderful. I love it. Yeah, Spencer Strider's a beast. Ew, it's my own hair. I'm the only person who lives here, but I got a hair in my water. That was gross. Braves, though, sometimes you're not going to hit. That happens. Seth Lugo dicing up the Braves, doing the Mets a favor. He did walk 4, though, so that's not necessarily like as good of a start as it looks like when you just see like 6 innings, 5 Ks, 1 earned run. Did walk 4. Domingo Tapia, right? This is Domingo Tapia. I'm correct on Domingo Tapia. Nabil Crismatt closed the door. The Padres really use Nabil Crismatt so much right now. So much. It's kind of crazy. Nelson Cruz, big day with a home run, driving in 6 RBIs, which is thank you, old man Cruz, for that. Xander Bogaerts is still good. Manny Machado. Of course, the Padres are getting hot right before they get to play the Mets, which is just unfortunate timing. Braves can never do anything right. Braves lose, and they still hurt the Mets. That's how it works for me as a Mets fan. But the Padres win, take the series as well. Padres have not lost since I tweeted out LOL Braves, and the Braves have not won since I've tweeted out LOL Braves. They got that game, then they lost the next 2. So shout out to the Padres for winning, but I hope they cool off a little bit here. And those are the games. Those are the games here. Use promo code GNM when signing up on Underdog. Again, link is pinned at the top of the chat. You can play some daily fantasy. You can make pick'ems. These are my picks for the day if you want to follow along, win some money maybe. Use code GNM, though. They will match your first-time deposit up to $100. This is the portion of the stream where I will look to chat for some questions. What do you guys think? What are you thinking? What do you want to hear me talk about real quick here? Probably got 5 or 6 minutes left. Just incredibly busy today. Incredibly busy. So I was going to keep this one a little bit shorter, but we'll be back tomorrow for a nice big episode. And I'm ready to talk. What platform do I use to stream? OBS. I'm using OBS. When do I plan on posting the buy or sell video? I'm going to record it today. Probably comes out maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Thoughts on Luis Robert's fast start to the season? He's got the potential to be one of the best center fielders in baseball, so I'm glad to see he's looking great. Nate Flynn, thoughts on the O'Neal Cruz injury? It sucks. It's unfortunate. I'm going to drop a video on it on the channel today. That'll be the clip that I take from the stream. It was all about the O'Neal Cruz play. Who would you bring in to fix the Jays bullpen? That question's a little bit harder because we don't really know who's available right now. As a Cubs fan, I wish we would commit to a rebuild instead of signing vets to finish in 3rd place. Well, here's the thing. I think you can sign vets and still be committed to a rebuild because you can then trade those vets to get more prospects at the deadline. Like a guy like Eric Hosmer, Cody Bellinger, maybe not Eric Hosmer, but like Cody Bellinger, Trey Mancini, I think are guys they could trade to maybe, like if they have a good start to the year. Will Kodai Senga be as good as he has been? No, he's going to come down to earth at some point for sure, but I think he looks good, and I think he is a good pitcher. Why do the Mets hate young talent? Nick, I wish I knew, man. I wish I knew. What website do I use for whiff percentages? That's going to be Baseball Savant. Baseball Savant. Arenado's 300th. Did he hit 300 home runs? Did we miss that? Did Arenado get his 300th home run? He did. Shout out to Nolan Arenado. That's pretty cool. Who should I start for So Rare? Oscar Gonzalez or Oswaldo Cabrera? Are those your only options? I'd go Oswaldo, but I don't really like those options. Dylan Cease get more than 7 Ks today? I think he can. News on Cruz, that rhymes. Expected back in mid-July. Okay, Pirates. Just hold out till then. Thoughts on Josh Naylor or Bo Naylor? Josh Naylor crushes righties. Bo Naylor, good catching prospect. I like both of them. Did you see Odor absolutely truck Darno, then blame it on Travis? Yeah, Rudy Odor, as we know, is a bit of a hardo, so that makes sense. Who's your comeback player for each league? Dude, honestly, Blake, haven't even slightly thought of it. Not something that I've even considered. Comeback player to me, not something I really keep tabs on. Something we'll talk about at some point, but I don't really have an answer right now. I choose pitching in Jose Ramirez. Okay, that's fair. Will Matt Chapman win MVP? He's having a great year. I don't think he wins MVP, but if he plays like this, for sure in the conversation. He's balling out like crazy right now. Is Giolito dead? Let's take a look. Giolito pitched, 2 days ago? I think it was on the 8th, right? Let's take a look at Giolito's stuff. I like Lucas Giolito. He follows me on Twitter, so that's good for his brand. He follows me. But he has not pitched well this year. Did Giolito pitch on this day? No, it was Clevenger, so he was the day before, I think. He was the 7th? Was Giolito, I think? Is that the game that he got shelled? Yes, okay. Let's look at Giolito. So Giolito's velo is fine, but that was also compared to last year, which wasn't good. Get 31% whiff rate on the changeup, 39% called. I mean, the CSW was fantastic. Was his location bad? Why was he getting hit? I want to watch some Lucas Giolito now. Now that you're asking that question, I mean, he is throwing 93. That's not really impressive. Fastball changeup's just really hard to be successful with as a right-handed pitcher. Dylan Cease versus Kent is going to be a very good matchup today for sure. Who do you think currently has the best bullpen in baseball? That's a good question. Nobody in the NL East. I don't think it's anybody in the Central. I don't think it's anybody in the West. Best bullpen. Cleveland's up there. Houston's up there. I think Houston's probably the one. Rays for sure. Rays for sure. Probably have the best bullpen, honestly speaking. Braves, when healthy, have the best bullpen. I disagree. I think they have a good bullpen, though, the Braves. I don't think it stinks. I don't think it's the best by any means. I think Outman has a chance at Rookie of the Year over Carroll and Walker. Yes, but no. Yes, but no. Like, yes, right now he has a chance. By the end of the year, will he? It's probably going to be Jordan Walker. Dari Big Bank Moretta. Dari Moretta, baby. You think definitely Houston? Houston's for sure up there. Houston has some pretty sick arms out there. Twins kind of underrated. Twins, I think it's definitely underrated bullpen. Juan Duran's pretty filthy. They have some good arms for sure. Their pitching is just low-key good. They figured something out. They gave sweepers to Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez, and they're unbelievable. Opinion on the Rangers this year? Competitive. Very competitive. Solid team. All right, guys, that is where I'm going to end the stream for today. Like I said, busy day. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern to talk about more baseball. Thank you for hanging out. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the stream. Do appreciate you. Remember to use code GNM when signing up for Underdog. Do appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow for another episode of This is Baseball. Bye.